Unboxing a new camera always carries a mix of excitement and apprehension. On the one hand, there's the thrill of holding a brand new piece of gear. On the other, the lingering question of whether the promises on paper translate into reality. For me, the Hasselblad X2D II falls into that category. I've spent considerable time with the original X2D, a camera that delivered Hasselblad's trademark color and reliability. That model was straightforward, no fuss, and it performed beautifully. The new X2D II tempted me mainly because of its improved autofocus capabilities, especially continuous autofocus. This is significant for the type of work I often do, where moments are fleeting and sharp focus is crucial. Beyond autofocus, the 10-stop in-body image stabilization sounds impressive, but personally it isn't a game changer. When I shoot in the dark, I rely on a tripod. Still, IBIS is a nice tool to have in reserve. With those expectations, I set out to document the unboxing and initial setup in real time. My plan was simple: mount the 55mm lens, test the body before installing any updates, and then perform the firmware upgrade live. The goal was to see if the camera was smooth out of the box or if unexpected obstacles emerged along the way. Opening the box, Hasselblad has always treated packaging as an extension of its design language, and the X2D II was no exception. The box arrived with clean lines, minimal branding, and a tongue-in-cheek warning not to eat it. Armed with a small knife, I carefully cut through the foil seal and lifted the lid. Inside, the presentation was straightforward. The body sat neatly alongside the expected accessories: a battery, a wall charger, a USB-C cable, and a strap. Nothing unusual here, but everything felt premium. The camera body itself was the real showpiece. Hasselblad has introduced a gray finish on this model. It is modern and understated, though I will share some thoughts later about how it pairs with lenses. Because I own the previous generation, I had extra batteries on hand. That was fortunate, since I had already heard the X2D II consume slightly more power due to its IBIS and autofocus upgrades. With 3 spares plus the new one, I felt prepared for a long day of shooting. Removing the protective layers revealed a cleanly designed body. The grip appeared textured on video but felt smoother in hand than expected. Removing the body cap unveiled the sensor, large, gleaming, and as impressive as only medium format can be. First, lens and early details. For the first mount, I chose the X2D 55mm f2.5 volts. The 90mm and 30mm were within reach, but the 55mm offered the best balance for testing. One detail I've always wished Hasselblad would refine is the alignment markings. The red dot appears only on the lens, not clearly duplicated on the body. That makes mounting slightly fiddly, especially in dim light. Similarly, the lens caps feel a little too slick, as if aesthetics won out over practicality. Nevertheless, the lens locked securely into place. Powering on. Moment of truth came with powering on. The included battery was nearly empty, completely drained. In fact, this might be a shipping requirement, as lithium batteries are sometimes transported near empty. Even so, the camera came alive with a new boot animation absent from the older X2D. Setup was familiar: choose time zone, set date and time, and register the camera. Toronto became my base zone, and I set the correct time before moving forward. To keep shooting, I swapped in one of my supposedly charged older batteries. Oddly, it too was nearly depleted, showing only 10 to 15%. My third spare wasn't much better. Somehow, all had drained while in storage. With some juggling, I managed to find one with enough charge to continue testing. First shots with the 55mm mounted, I aimed the camera at the nearby 90mm lens and pressed the shutter. The first capture showed a noticeable delay. A brief flash revealed that HDR mode was active by default. Once I disabled HDR and set the camera to record RAW files only, the responsiveness matched what I remembered from the original X2D: quick, fluid, and satisfying. No failures, no warnings, just clean performance. The camera seemed eager to work, though calibration and firmware updates still awaited. Sensor calibration. Attempting calibration brought a small surprise. The X2D II requires the battery to be charged to at least 80% before the procedure can begin. Given that the included battery ships empty, this felt like an awkward requirement. Calibration itself also demands subdued lighting, all caps and lids closed, and a wait of 16 minutes while the system runs. 16 minutes is longer than most processes I've encountered, though if precision requires it, I'll accept the wait. For now, though, calibration would need to wait until the battery's charged properly. Updating through the Focus app. Next came firmware. Hasselblad's Focus mobile app makes the process relatively simple. After selecting the camera, confirming the name, and allowing the connection, the phone joined the camera's Wi-Fi automatically. Compared to other systems, Sony in particular, the process felt elegant and hassle-free. The app immediately flagged an important firmware update. This upgrade enabled key features such as 100% zoom image review and, most importantly, continuous autofocus. The download, however, was frustratingly slow. On a fiber connection capable of 1.5 gigabits, the update still took nearly 15 minutes to complete. Once the file was transferred, the camera performed the update with the usual warnings not to power off. After restarting, it initialized smoothly and confirmed success. The body was now current. Updating the lens continuous autofocus also requires lens firmware updates. My 55mm showed an upgrade from version 1.41 to 1.97. Launching the process through the app was straightforward. The camera warned that it would black out for about 30 seconds, then proceeded to update. Within a few minutes, the app reported success and the camera confirmed it as well. Now continuous autofocus appeared in the menu. Testing it quickly, I removed the lens cap and focused on objects at varying distances. The lens tracked smoothly as I moved closer and farther. It wasn't as fast as Sony's professional autofocus systems, but for a medium format camera it felt competent and reliable enough for portraits, environmental shots, and slower moving subjects. Handling and aesthetics. A short session with the camera revealed a few impressions. The new gray finish is attractive on its own, but when paired with black lenses it creates a two-tone appearance that feels slightly mismatched. By contrast, the older all-black body provided a unified look. Interestingly, some of Hasselblad's older lenses, with their subtle gray finishes, might pair more naturally with this new body. The rear display impressed me most. Its color accuracy is strikingly faithful to the real environment, a feature that immediately inspires confidence. The electronic viewfinder, by comparison, has a faint greenish tint. This was true of the original X2D as well. The effect is subtle, and after a few moments the eye adjusts, but the difference is noticeable in direct comparison with the rear screen. Battery considerations. Battery life remains a question mark. All my spares were unexpectedly empty at first use, though that may have been due to storage rather than any issue with the new body. Hasselblad acknowledges that the X2D II drains power faster than its predecessor, a natural consequence of the upgraded stabilization and autofocus. For now, I expect 3 batteries to cover a full day of shooting, though heavier sessions might require 4 or more. Toward field testing. At this stage, the body was updated, the 55mm lens was running the new firmware, and continuous autofocus was active. The only major step left was calibration, which I postponed until the batteries were properly charged. The true measure of the camera will come not in my studio but in the field. I plan to take the X2D II to the local market this weekend, photographing fellow photographers and their portraits. That setting will reveal whether the autofocus, image quality, and handling justify the upgrade. Reflections. Looking back at the unboxing and setup, several points stand out. First, the camera was free of defects or critical issues. Aside from batteries being drained, everything functioned as expected. Second, while the firmware download speed was sluggish, the process itself was seamless. Installation was simple, and the updates delivered exactly what they promised. Third, continuous autofocus worked. It may not rival the speed of smaller format competitors, but within the medium format world it represents a significant step forward. Fourth, the design choices will divide opinions. Some will appreciate the new gray body, while others will miss the sleek uniformity of the previous black model. Fifth, power management will be more important than ever. With increased demands on the battery, photographers should plan accordingly. Finally, the display quality stands out. The rear screen's accuracy is excellent, while the viewfinder remains slightly tinted but usable. Conclusion. The Hasselblad X2D II unboxing proved reassuring. Nothing went dramatically wrong. The only frustrations were empty batteries, the 80% requirement for calibration, and the slow firmware download speeds. Beyond that, the process was clear, and the updates delivered the features I wanted most. With continuous autofocus active, the camera feels modernized without losing the qualities that make Hasselblad unique: color science, design, and a focus on image making rather than gimmicks. The coming weeks will reveal its full potential in real-world use, but as far as unboxing experiences go, this one was smooth and uneventful in the best possible way. For now, I can confidently say the X2D II has started on the right foot.